everyone, Leslie from Discovery Fabrics. We're going to do a little bit of a video series in the next few days, and we're going to talk about some categories of fabrics specifically. Now, we always talk about Polartec, but Polartec is not a fabric. Polartec is a mill that makes fabric. They invented fleece. They still make the best fleece, the best shells, and the best base layers of any other manufacturers, in our opinion. And the opinion of most big brands, because Polartec is used extensively by well-known brands. But I'm going to talk about Windpro today. Now, Windpro is not one fabric, it's a family of fabrics. And styles vary dramatically from each other, but there's something that they share in common. So Windpro is a family of fleeces that has a very tight knit and typically has a water repellent finish. So that tight knit is going to repel the wind, and of course the added benefit of having some water repellency is always great. So that's why they call it Windpro. So in many cases it may look like another Polartec fabric, but when you try to blow through it, you can tell there's some resistance there. So I'm going to show you a style of Windpro and then some styles of Windpro Stretch. Now that in itself can be confusing, because what we call Windpro can have some stretch, but it doesn't mean it's Windpro Stretch, what we call that classification of, you know, things that you would use to make leggings and hoodies and where you would want a little bit of stretch in that fabric or in that garment. So right here I have a kind of a classic style of Windpro. This is style 9501, and this is not Windpro Stretch. It is a beautiful soft velour finish. I mean, this just feels minky. It's not terribly thick. It's got a little bit of stretch to it. I'm guessing 10%. I don't know exactly. You'll have to look at the specs and features on our website to see. I'm just sort of guessing as I go. But beautifully soft. This would be great for making jackets and vests and anything where you want just that softness and some wind repellency. And I am going to show you here that it does have water repellency as well. And it's, you know, that beading, and you're going to see a different degree of water repellency on this one than you would typically on some of the Windpro Stretches. Now, the reason for that is because most of the time Windpro Stretch, which is this classification here, has what's called a hard face finish. Sometimes you can tell a hard face because it's got this treads design. You see that on a lot of different fabrics. There are fabrics that Polartec makes that are not Windpro Stretch that still have hard face finish. But typically we buy styles of Windpro Stretch that do have this finish. But this has also got a durable water repellent finish on it as well. And these styles right here and right here, one of them with no visible treads and one with the hard face treads pattern on it, are both style 9509. So these are definitely stretchy because they're Windpro Stretch, right? They can be used for hoodies and leggings and anything where you want that extra stretch, and they are water repellent and wind repellent. And I will also show you water repellency on Windpro Stretch. I believe that the Windpro Stretch has more water repellency because of that durable hard base finish.
It's just a bit smoother, so it rolls better.
It just runs off, where this does. I mean, I can even see this beading still on the Windpro 9501, but I do sometimes see residual. I mean, a little bit of wetting out. But I mean, these are not raincoat fabrics. This is just a benefit to these fabrics if you happen to be out in the snow or a light rain or whatever. It actually just resists staining more too. So the 9509, yeah, sorry, had a little bit of a senior moment there. The 9509 is a nice beefy weight, but the next one I'm going to show you here in the black is 9591, and this actually is a lighter weight of Windpro Stretch, and it's actually quite a bit stretchier. So I would use this for a, you know, a warm pair of leggings, but more like that transitional fall type wear. So this is not as warm as the 9509.
I'm going to try to show thickness.
Let me see if I can get two of them together just so you can kind of see.
Because it's much thinner, the black.
It is much thinner and much stretchier, which is why it's so important to read the specs and features before you just assume that all Windpro Stretch is the same. And case in point, the last style I'm going to show you actually has a Sherpa back on it. It's quite a bit heavier, and this is style 1302. This has stretch, but it does not have, in fact, it has hardly any lengthwise stretch. This would not be something I would choose to make leggings from. You know, maybe a pair of heavy pants. I do see, you know, some brands using it as well as fleece for making like almost like snowboarding pants that are bigger, but not leggings. This does not have enough stretch for that, but it does make really great pullovers, 3/4 zips, that kind of thing, and it does give you that extra warmth. So summarizing, Windpro is a family of fabrics. It's not one fabric. There's many different styles, and even within certain classifications, there's lots of differences in the fabric. So
And on our website, they're on 2 different pages.
they are on 2 different pages, and the reason why is because there's such a different use and finish for them. We consider Windpro to be simply a wind repellent Polartec fleece. You know, and while I'm at it, I might as well say that there are other fleeces that Polartec makes that are not Windpro that look very similar to this. And I just blow through them and see if there's some resistance, and I can generally tell just from that. So anyway, Windpro Stretch. If you got any questions, please ask them in our Facebook group, So Inspired by Discovery Fabrics. Thanks for watching.